Hey guys, and welcome to episode 17 of the Gungeon in the Gungeon, and we're here again today with my special guest Austin. We'd like to thank everybody for the likes, subscribes, and comments. If you can continue to do that and make an old man and a young guy happy, and do it for us, and hopefully we can get us some sponsorship here. So like I had said before, Austin was going to be with me for a few videos, and he's probably going to be with me more too coming up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I got some plan.
See, he's got some planning going on, and I think this is going to be something that we're going to be doing a lot. And since we do this well together, and like I said, none of this stuff is scripted. We just
it's just shooting.
We shoot the shit basically, right? Yeah. We shoot the shit, and we talk about firearms, the things that we love, and he's an avid lover of them, and I'm an avid lover of them, and we work together. Which, like I said again, I always tell us in our videos, we can't talk about where we work, but he's one of my friends and one of the guys I work with, and we met about 6-7 years ago or something like that. Pretty much.
When I came to work.
Yeah, basically, and
first time I got there.
Yeah, and we work different shifts, and like I said, we can't say where we work due to conflict of interest, and because of respect for who we work for, and they like to keep their privacy, so we really can't say, but we work different shifts. He does the nights and I do the days, and but anyways, glad to have him here. He's got some interesting things, and we got a lot of interesting topics that we're going to talk about as much as we can, and try to educate you on firearm safety and what firearms we have in our collections and what we'll buy in the future. And
I plan to buy a lot more.
Yeah, and I do too, except for if my wife, how she is, if I get yelled at for buying anymore, or I gotta watch out. I don't get. She doesn't get too bad. But you know what though? Like I was telling you, I don't know if I told you that. And guys, I'd like to give her another shout out. She does all of our editing on these videos and all of our thumbnails that you'll see that we have in the beginning of our videos. She actually does all that, and I'll tell her what we're gonna talk about in our videos, and she doesn't copy anything. She just kind of
actually does it from scratch.
Yes, she does it from scratch.
That's pretty impressive.
She'll sit out there for 2, 3, 4 hours just coming up with a color, a font, for everything, and I'll show her a picture
basically like a base layer where to start off on.
Yeah, and I'll show her a picture of a firearm that we're going to talk about, and then she kind of takes it from there and does it all herself, dude. I have not yet had to do anything at all, and she has been the backbone to this, if you want to know the truth, because me, an old man like me, I'm an idiot.
I'm terrible at
it. I suck at the computer and all that. I didn't have that. Well, you had it when you were around, but when I was around, because I'm much older, we didn't have all this computer technology.
I had a damn phone.
Exactly. I didn't have no cell phones and all that other stuff.
That was in the late 80s or mid 80s when you first got those, and those were bricks.
Yeah, and I was born way, and I'm not going to give you too much. Yeah, he wasn't born then, but I was born way before then, and when he was born, I was probably just getting out of high school. But anyway, she does all the stuff that we have, and does everything, and takes care of all of our thumbnails and everything. And she made me that little gnome, guys, again, like I told you, my little Adidas gnome, because it's my uniform, and I'm wearing it again, and he's seen me in it 100 times too. Yeah. It's my uniform that everybody knows me by. It's that's just what I wear. I'm not one of these preppy guys that want to wear.
I can't do that stuff. No.
Yeah,
those fancy $300 shoes.
Yeah, and
I wear some expensive stuff like boots that are $250, but these will last me 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. But more than that, we wear. I wear Adidas.
Simple shirt from Walmart.
Yeah, or I wear my simple shirt, my gun shirts that I'll buy on. Well, excuse me, take that wrong. I belong to Grunt Style now.
Grunt Style?
Yes, I became a member.
Oh.
You should do that. You want to know why? Well, some people don't understand it, but you pay, it's like, I think my membership is $32 a month or something like that, and I get a free shirt every single month and a sticker. Go with it.
Yeah, a sticker.
And a sticker. Oh. And their shirts alone are $24.95 sometimes a piece.
It's good for the safe.
Yes, and I got, as you see, I got 2 there. I got 2 around the other side, and I got 3 sitting up there on my computer desk.
You should make as a goal.
Yeah,
covering the front of that with stickers.
I will. I should do that too. I really gonna, like I said, I'm gonna change everything up for us in the new year and change us into a bigger room, and so we can display more firearms, and we're gonna talk about different different things. We're gonna talk about some knives. So if you got any knives,
I wish I had the one I had a while back. It was multi-layered Damascus.
Really?
Oh man, I had I gave it as a present to the person that gave me that as a Christmas gift. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a big knife person to know a lot about them. I mean, I know the Kershaws, the Gerbers, the M-Techs, and I picked up that M-Tech up there. It's a pretty neat looking weapon. It's sharp as hell. But I picked it up, probably about 2 or 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it at an antique store. I found it, just like I found that one up there, like I was saying about the stainless steel one earlier. But anyway, getting back to this. So, what do we have today? What did you bring us to today that I don't have?
1954. I had to look it up by a serial number. Colt Challenger. Now, if any of y'all don't know, if I remember right, Browning, I think it was, sued Colt for the name of this firearm because they had pretty much the same thing in Browning, if I remember right. I might be wrong about that. Could be vice versa or a different company. And I think they only made them for 5 years, from 50 to 55.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember how many rounds it takes. It's a 22 long rifle. Basically, it looks like a Ruger.
Yeah,
the 22, like some of the competition pistols you see.
Yeah.
And very much that is kind of what it's for. It's got a heavy bull barrel on it. Literally the whole circumference of the barrel, or the thickness between bore and the outside circumference of the barrel is just as thick as the actual projectile itself. It's a very good gun. I've shot it a lot. It has no rust on it.
No, she's clean. Very clean.
I shot it a lot. It's very accurate. It's probably the most accurate 22 I've ever had. I enjoy it a lot. I still have one of the original magazines that came with it that was given to me. This firearm was given to me.
And here it is, guys. That's the magazine for everybody to see that came with it.
And a neat thing with the magazine, speaking of, you don't have to resist a spring in the mag like normal magazines when you're loading it, to have to push against it. This has a little pull spring on it.
Wow, that's easy.
To just drop it in one, and then pull it a little further, drop another one, drop another one, drop another one, until I think it holds around 10.
That's a nice
10 to 12.
I like that little spring action in there. That is really easy, instead of having, like you say, having to push down.
Yeah, it's a single stack also, but I love this gun. I will actually, whenever I get a chance, go take this rabbit hunting and stuff.
I might have to find myself one of these guns and see.
If you want to, it's actually kind of a hefty gun. But
what the price range is there on this gun?
I don't even know. I would say it's at least $200. I would say.
And you know what? The recoil has absolutely got to be nothing, because this firearm is it's heavy.
It's almost the weight of, like, I would say, comparable to a 1911.
Yeah, I like the nice grip on it too.
Yeah, it's a nice slanted grip. It's original grips, Colt, as you see the horse and all that. Stippled or checkered.
Yep.
I keep getting that backwards. Sorry. Stipples on polymer.
Wow, this is really, really nice. I like this gun.
And of course, it does have a lockback, but it doesn't lock. I don't think it locks back on empty. That's just to hold it open. Unless there's something wrong related to, like, maybe the magazine's supposed to have a little catch on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to tell it, or something worn out in that. But either way, I don't mind.
No, man, this is really, really nice. I like this firearm.
Yeah, I've not had one problem ejections wise.
Clean, no rust,
hasn't jammed.
Anything.
I've only had just the normal 22 long rifle curse, where sometimes you hit the striker and it doesn't go off because ammunition. It's a mass-produced ammunition.
Yeah, so 22s are. That's the thing. I haven't had any problems with the CCIs. Have you had any problems with CCI?
No, not really.
I usually run pretty well with CCIs.
I was thinking about getting some nice stuff eventually. I just have some Winchester X Power.
Is it the X Power?
It's like a yellow box with the red horse on it. The normal red horse. I can't remember. I wish I brought it with to show y'all, but a box of 300. I just have to just go shoot it and just plink.
How good was the? I know, isn't it a great plinking gun? These 22s.
Yeah.
And everybody asked me why I bought another Rough Rider, since I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Why I bought another one? It was because I couldn't beat the price.
No,
and it was a
good
6.5 inch barrel, and that's what I got the 4 there, and I wanted the 6.5, and they make the even longer one in the Heritage Rough.
Oh yeah, isn't that like an 8-inch?
8-inch barrel, but man, I tell you what, that thing is way too long. That's like, I wouldn't know how.
I knew somebody with that once, and I was like, it's a better hammer.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah, at that point, for that, and I mean that's just a wall hanger to me.
Yeah.
That would be, and it's funny because some of these 22s, they are great plinking guns, and like one of my Heritage Rough Riders, you can actually buy the Magnum cylinder for it, and my Ruger Wrangler that I have down there, I have a Magnum cylinder for that one already that I had gotten from my dad. Yeah, and those Magnum rounds, those are some tough rounds. I watched a video the other day on somebody on a ballistics dummy using a 22 Magnum round.
Oh yeah.
And it did some serious.
Or 22 Hornet is another good one.
Yeah, 22 Hornet.
Which Taurus has their line of revolvers with that.
And that's a mean round.
You can take foxes and stuff out with that.
Yes. I mean, it's just not little varmints you're taking out like rabbits or
like
anything.
Coyotes and yeah.
Yeah, you've gotten some serious. I literally watched that on a ballistics dummy, and the penetration was, and I think it was maybe.
And they explode those bullets. They go in a bunch of pieces.
They have
core.
They have.
Oh my god!
Well, this one he was probably, I think I want to say, wasn't very far away, but he kind of like did a combat, hand-to-hand combat type of issue, where just kind of showing you how somebody would try to take away your firearm. So he was at close range when he did it, but I tell you what, that Magnum round, it will stop you.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It will stop you.
I mean, you don't want to be shot with anything, but
no, not at all.
Not
even really.
The worst case scenario. If you want to feel that slide,
that's good, man. I'm gonna see your firearms so many times. We're gonna be together doing things.
Probably, if we do a range day, I'm definitely that's one of the.
Oh yeah, you're
mandatory to bring.
You're like me. I'm gonna bring my Heritage, my Rough Rider, because you know what my favorite gun is. Speaking of your 22 there, and we're gonna talk about that in one of my videos coming up. Is my Ruger GP 100.
Oh, the GP 100. I never shot one.
You never have?
I never held,
held
one either.
You're going to be able to shoot one.
Oh, fantastic.
Because we're going to do a video on that one. Oh. And we're also going to shoot my SP 101.
SP 101?
Yes. We're going to shoot that one too. And we're going to do something, but I'm a little bit afraid.
Oh, no.
I bought that.
What did you do?
Well, I bought that see that pirate gun I bought over there? And I told you it was that 50 cal black powder.
That's 50 caliber?
That's 50 caliber.
Now, how many grains of black powder does that suggest?
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I have substitute black powder. If
you do,
yeah, I have a 50 caliber muzzleloader that I use substitute black powder for.
Okay, because I'm afraid of this. I'm literally afraid of that gun.
We could do just one pellet, which one pellet's equivalent to 50 grains of black powder.
Well, I think I might have. I got to check to see in my stock here, but I think I might have some.
I wonder if they take
some pellets, but you know what?
I take the 50 cal Sabo projectiles that I have also.
Oh, that would be fun. Oh,
that's a good test.
Yeah, that would be a great.
That'd be one though for a lead sled and a string. First.
Yeah,
a couple times.
That's I think a few times. I think before me and you.
The thing is, I'm not worried about really the powder. It's the stuff just not working together well.
Yeah,
because black powder is an explosive. It acts like an explosive. It's instantaneous.
Yes.
Boom.
It's
now
scary.
Powders now, like substitutes, are a lot better, and also they will be a lot less corrosive towards that.
Yeah, so. And I mean I've got that thing so clean, it's really nice, and I'm just afraid to fire it, and I haven't done it because it scares me a little bit because I'm not sure yet what it will do, and that's all I need.
Do you know what exactly it is?
I've got all the information to it. I'd have to get it all out. I'm not sure exactly, but I'd have to get it from. It came with its original box with. It came with a bunch of different stuff that I have in it, cleaning and all that other stuff I have with it. I just got it put away right now. It's like I was telling you before. I can't. I have no more room to put anything. I've got things in range bags and everything else because I just have no more room. And it's going to get even worse. It's going to get worse here soon.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I've got planned and what I'm trying to do and what's going on. Things are going to get even worse when it comes to it because it's a hobby. It's my hobby, But man, that gun just look. I like that.
It's nice. It's got like a matte blued finish on top. I don't know if you can see that compared to the barrel.
Yeah, there's a different finish on it.
But the sides are actually blued, like shine blue.
Yeah, they are. Man, you got this thing shiny. What are you keeping it in?
Just in the case. I use I don't know if you ever heard of LSA oil.
Yes.
That's what I use to unblued guns. That old Vietnam era kind of lube.
Does it work? Does it work really well? Because that's
fantastic. I have fantastic storing oil. Absolutely. Hell, I just clean guns and go out and shoot it with it, and it's always done its job.
Well, I was gonna buy some the other day. I saw some at Rule King that I was gonna pick up myself for that.
What, a little Colt 10?
Little Colt 10. I got that 16 gauge, that old shotgun that I need to do some cleaning with.
Yes, a little tip with that LSA: always shake it. Always remix it. That stuff requires to be shaken. You even say it on like the old little bottles you can get for it, which I have. Vietnam era ones shake well.
Oh, okay.
Like because it has like a byproduct. I don't know. It has some byproducts or something in it that split. I don't know exactly what they have in it. I haven't done my research, but it's perfect for the environment we're in. It's meant for humid, hot environments.
Wow. Sorry guys about my phone keep going off. It's kind of like, I have the watch here, the smart watch that the family bought me, and I'm always getting these things from different, I don't know how you say this, but different tactical companies are always sending me emails, or I made one purchase on Temu, and all of a sudden now it's kind of blown up, and every 5 minutes.
That's how it always happens.
Oh, like my phone blows up every 10 seconds for.
Nice. I enjoyed the 263 emails you sent me in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like that way every single time.
Every time.
Gosh, and I can't answer everything right away because when you're at work and our job, we can't answer our phones right away. No. It's like and by the time I get home, I've got 75 emails, and half of them are from all these firearms companies or from Temu. Mostly half of them are for Temu. Just because you order one thing, it's like
because you order one thing, like, hey, I'm not trying to force you to buy more stuff, but I'm trying to.
Exactly. Even though they've got some. You ever seen those goat guns?
Yes,
the little remakes.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
That I started.
Some of the bigger channels I've watched.
Yeah, they have one of those in a goat gun.
What?
Yes, they have a Mosin Nagant in a goat gun.
Oh, that's right. I do. I know they have a Barrett M107.
They got a Barrett M107.
That's one thing I've shot, actually.
See, those are fun, aren't they?
Oh,
yes, aren't those fun?
I'm gonna be honest. It kicks less hard than my 270 Winchester.
Yes.
I can't mention the company. Well, I can. It's Ruger. It's a Ruger American, but it's only a 6.5 pound rifle. But
well, the 243 that I got up there is a freaking damn. That was when I shot that, it was. The recoil was.
That's actually one I should bring in eventually for another video.
Really? Yeah.
I have a Remington 742 Woodmaster. 30-06.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
semi-auto.
We're gonna have to bring that too. Semi-auto. Now I'm gonna have. You know what I'm gonna have to break out? My dad's Beretta Explode. Oh. That's inside of there. I kind of keep that covered with a sock on the stock. And everything because that was. It was funny because my dad never really. I don't know about.
It's a good trap gun or a bird gun.
Oh, it was a great clay gun for him.
Yeah.
Shooting clays a lot.
Trap.
Yeah, trap shoot. Yeah, clay. That gun was actually given to him by a personal friend who he used to go shooting with, and they went hunting a few times together and stuff like that. And unfortunately, he passed away before my dad. Yeah. And but that was one of the guns that my dad never purchased. He gave it to my father. And I looked up the price of that firearm one day, and it was expensive. I was really shocked how expensive the firearm actually was.
I'll tell you what Berettas, in general.
Oh, Beretta, yeah. I mean, it's a great. It's
when
a great name.
When I was doing, I wouldn't say competition shooting for trap, and I don't know if anyone's heard of this in the state of Florida, Sunshine State Games, but I was at. I ain't gonna mention the place I did it at. I semi helped that, but. They would hold it there, and I had one of my guns break on me in the middle of the couple days event that it was a weekend event, and I remember going to look at Berettas because I had a Stoger M3500 that I was mainly using, and for some reason I still haven't gotten fixed yet. It will not cycle no more. It's an inertia operated gun.
Really?
I don't know why.
It won't cycle?
It's an inertia like Benelli. It has the same systems as Benelli, just Gen 3.
And it won't.
It will not cycle.
Because the Benelli is they're phenomenal. They're fantastic guns.
M1014, for example.
Yes. Well, you know what I want? You know what Benelli I want. What's the Benelli that I keep? I have to. Excuse me again, folks. The Benelli M4.
M4. Yeah, the M1014. Pretty much same. Pretty much the same thing.
I want that firearm so bad it's not even funny.
I want the extended tube version.
Well, yeah, that's nice. You know what that Rule King has the Benelli Novas?
Novas?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
They have the Benelli Novas there. Yeah, I saw it the other day when I was there. Yep, they had 2 Benelli Novas. Mm-hmm. Shocking, but excuse me again. They're carrying actually the Freedom Ordinances too now. Freedom Ordinances. They're carrying those. They're carrying the Colt Pythons.
Colt Python. Oh yeah, the reproduction ones.
Yes, and the Colt Anacondas.
I actually knew a person that had an original one that was in plated chrome.
I could have bought one in stainless steel.
Or was it
not
stainless steel?
It's stainless steel.
Yeah.
I could have bought
bad.
one. No. Excuse me, folks. I could have bought one probably pre-pandemic with the same place where I dropped that pallet of 223 and 556.
Really?
Yes. And I have pictures. Remember I showed pictures at work of a place I went to one time that looked like a Bass Pro Shops inside?
I think I remember you showing me. It's been a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. But this person who ordered the pallet, it was beautiful. It reminded me of Bass Pro Shops. And he had one, because I asked him. And you know what I could have bought that thing for? And I could kick myself in the ass right now.
I'm guessing, was it less than 1,000?
Yes. Way less than 1,000. Brand new, out of the safe, everything. And he was a firearms dealer. He had his Florida firearms license, and that's what he did. He had that and fishing stuff. He did. That was 2 of the things he did.
Yeah.
But yes, I could have bought it from him, and
that would hurt me for the rest of my life.
Oh, it hurt me extremely bad. Because I messed up, just like I messed up on that Mosin Nagant. God,
you should have got that.
I know.
They're such versatile rifles.
I know, and I was so stupid not to do it, and I didn't do it.
I think you'll find another one, even if it's in rough shape. They're good rifles.
Yeah,
I'm not. You know what? Worry about the headspace and the barrel.
Yeah, the barrel, and you know what? The more, like you said, the barrel and the headspace are the only 2 things I really would have to worry about. Everything else I can kind of.
That's a fact. I forgot to tell a while ago. But oh well. Something neat about the Mosin is the rifling.
You know what? We'll talk about that when we take the gun apart.
All right.
When we do that
video. Know what? Because we'll be able to probably have a close up of some of the parts and stuff like that, and be able to maybe show what I'm going to talk about or what's going to say.
Yeah.
Something to do with the rifling. It's not usual rifling.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we do the actual taking of the gun apart. We'll talk about exactly what it's like. And everything, but
let us know if you would actually really like to see the Mosin taken apart, or at least something else.
Yeah, I mean,
he has,
or no, he has too.
Or
don't let him say that he doesn't, because he's got a few firearms that I don't have, and that I would like to have, and vice versa. That's just how
Mossberg 500A.
Yeah, I want to get the Mossberg Shockwave just for.
That's an older one. That one, the one I have, is from the 90s.
Oh, really?
I think. It was a really old one.
Oh, well,
it's still black, but yeah.
You see, guys, we're gonna have a lot of firearms to talk about. He's got a lot.
I need to buy more though. I've been slacking the last couple of years, the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, I mean, the way things have been, our current situations. We both have, and you have it like I do. We have family, we have bills we have to pay. We have things we have to do. We have vehicles we got to buy. And transportation we have to pay for, and some of our transportation sometimes will break, and we have to fix them, and different things. So
or project cars,
like you have project cars. Mine, thank God, is my classic is done and it's finished and it's mine. But I got lucky with that. But we all have just different interests too. But my main interest, and it's because I'm older and I don't. He's still young, very young.
Very young.
He's like my son that you guys met a few episodes ago with the Tommy gun. They're young, so they have other interests that they like too. To me, it's just basically firearms that you see here, and
Though,
kind of, I guess being old and liking military surplus stuff and military items. I have a lot of that in this room, and and I speaking of, like you were talking about Call of Duty earlier.
Yeah, the older ones.
I like the Halo guys, and I got a couple of Halo figures in my glass cases here where some of my firearms are. But I get into like the military figures and the military stuff. That's kind of what I have a family history of that, and that's kind of near and dear to my heart. The military always will be. So and I support them wholeheartedly. And if it wasn't for them guys, he wouldn't be able to buy or get a firearm or be given a firearm like that, and I wouldn't be given or have purchased firearms like I have in this room or anything else.
I have a fun fact about the Navy, how they were formed.
Go ahead.
Do you know how the Navy was formed? Or why they were formed?
Well, I do know one thing that I'll give you a fun fact on. If you go to apply for the armed forces, and this is a funny fact, and it's true because I've seen it firsthand. So, how you have the Marines? First it all starts out like this. You have the Air Force, then you have the Navy, then you have the Army, and then you have the Marines. Yes. So, now, when you're going there to apply, the line for the Navy is long.
Oh, yeah.
The line for the Air Force, medium to long. The line for the Army, it gets smaller. The line for the Marines, very small. Yes. And that's a thing that, my grandfather taught me years ago because he was at Pearl Harbor and, he was in World War II as an infantry scout. And then my uncle was a Navy SEAL. And I had another relative that was a helicopter squadron commander on a Navy ship, an aircraft carrier. And other backgrounds that I won't mention, but that was a funny fact that he told me, and my grandfather used to do the cadence, one of the cadences that used to be funny as hell, left, right, left, left, right, left. I think it was you left, to go home, you left, and yeah, he used to go, he used to throw that cadence off every now and then, and that was funny to me. But go ahead, give me that fun fact on the Navy.
The Navy was made for actually combating pirates.
I heard something about that.
It's literally in the original documents for the naval. Basically, after America was made, and I can't remember the exact years it was done. I think it was maybe late 1800s. I can't remember. It might have been even longer than that. It's also how the Marines, I think, were pretty much formed. In a sense, like special forces. We had there's the barbarian states, I think they're called there was Morocco and all those pirate states that were ruling for 500 years, I think it was, and they would require countries to pay them to leave their merchant ships alone, so they wouldn't raid them. But of course, so they went after all the small countries, and what happens there. You kind of have.
It's like anything else.
Yeah.
Small take over big.
Yeah.
Big take over small. That's the way it works.
And it was having a problem about that, and you start getting people pissed off and stuff like that. Yeah. And I forget who was it. I'm terrible on my history right now. I forget who was in president at the time, but sent them a message asking them please not to do that. And basically they came back with a message saying, no, pretty much F off.
We're going to do what the hell we want.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do what you want unless you pay. And then the president, I believe, got tired of their shit and made the bill right on spot of the Navy, what it requires. Because I think it was just after our war with Britain. I think it was early 1800s then, yeah. It's starting to come back. And they ended up building a bunch of warships again. I forget how many guns were on them. It was a stupid amount of cannons on them, and forming the Navy because of it, and basically giving them the right to. This is where also this comes from. Do not shoot at unless shot at. Mm-hmm. Kind of basically comes that, or presidential orders released. It's also during these events where think, what was it, Marines don't require a presidential order to go into a country. That's where that came from. It's because we sent a group of Marines over into way past them to work up a coalition force or a force of people that hated them, wanted to take them over. I can't. It's terrible wording, but I'm trying to explain this right. I don't want to say the wrong thing because it's actual good history. The Fat Electrician has a fantastic video on this. I'm sure some of you might have heard of him. Look him up. How the Navy was formed. The Fat Electrician.
You'll learn more about it.
Yeah, he's going actually into college for his history degree and stuff like that. Yeah, and of course he's a father of kids. See,
there are some people that are more smarter than we are when it comes to their history is extremely huge.
I'm a little foggy on that because I only learned about it or heard it twice or three times, and that was months ago. So I'm a little foggy.
Well, and another little thing too that you were talking about the Navy. With the Navy SEALs, they weren't really called the SEALs in the beginning.
No, they were
frogmen.
Frogmen, yes.
And it was funny because that's what my uncle was. It was a frogman, and it was a funny term that he had mentioned when he came back one time, and because you know how they used to jump off the freaking little those little rafty boats of theirs, and and each one jump over the sides and stuff like that. But their job was really dangerous when they were frogmen. Do you know what they had to do?
I don't exactly remember.
Demolitions.
Oh, that's demolitions. That's right. Planting demolition charges.
But they had to go through minefields and everything.
Yes, so that was basically what would prevent a force from landing on that beach.
Exactly, and that's what they did.
Land.
And it was pretty wild when I used to hear some of the stories when I was younger, of him doing that, and going in those tough areas like that. And of course, like my grandfather, like I said, at Pearl Harbor, he was that was a rough situation that day, and rip all the people that passed away during that, that terrible situation, and in any of the wars we have, but we don't like to lose any of our Americans or anything else,
anyone really, any innocent person.
Yeah, any innocent person out there. It's true what he says. Any innocent person out there, we don't like to lose anyone, and the worst part is I was telling Alex one day that when I was growing up, you guys didn't, but when I was growing up, I had to enlist for the draft. I had to. I was made that when I turned 18 years old, I had to go enlist for the draft. I did. They didn't now, but when I turned 18, you got a letter in the mail telling you that you had to enlist for the military into the draft. Actually, because you would have been, if they needed you at that time, you would have been taken. Now, there are certain rules that go with that if you're the only family child that there is, then no. If you've got
so it's like the Private Ryan situation kind
of exactly where it kind of comes from, so they kind of but I had to enlist, and I told Alex that a while back, and he was like, no, Dad, really? And I went, I had to really. And my other son Joe, he too was the one that he said, really, you had to do that? How come I didn't have to do that? I said, because they changed it.
Yeah, they changed it.
But I mean,
many more people now too, so that's kind of what they're following on.
Right,
prevents them from doing that.
It was a thing, man. You know what? That at my time, at that age, when you're that young. Back in those days, the pre-wars that we had, you got a little bit nervous then, like,
oh yeah.
Now, hell, I wish I'd go for free to go right now. If you put me in there right now, I'd go for free. Shit, I wouldn't have a problem. Sign me up today. Yeah. If I got a call from somebody that says, hey, you want to join whatever, I don't give a shit if it's the Marines. I don't care what it is. I'd be leaving tomorrow. I'd become a jarhead in a minute. I don't, Semper Fi, do or die, brother. I don't care where it's at. I'd enlist right now to protect our country because you know what? And we're gonna get off this topic here in a minute, but we're gonna wrap this video up. But I feel, and I know I was watching something the other day on Pearl Harbor Day, because Pearl Harbor Day, the anniversary was recently.
Yeah.
I was watching something, and if I had to go fight to protect something like that to happen again,
absolutely.
It would take me you wouldn't, at my age, and with some of the medical conditions that I do have, I'd go in a minute. You wouldn't have to ask me twice.
Yeah, especially knowing the fact that you'd be able to prevent something like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I'd go right now. And just like I had said in the Middle East, when we had stuff, when I did a video a while back on what was going on in the Middle East, the situations over there, what I said about what's going on, with Russia and you know, everything with the Israeli and everything going on that's over there with the Hamas. Give me a team, give me a strike team, and you know, I'd be more than happy to go. I know I'd be giving up a lot, but I'd be more than happy to go. So that way, my wife and my kids and, you know, guys like you and you still younger ones can still enjoy life and do your things. I'd be willing to sacrifice mine in order to protect it, so you guys can keep going. Yeah, I know you'd be one of the ones to jump on the bandwagon with me and run over there. You know, but yeah, I mean, if I had to do that, and it came down to it. Listen, I'm all for it. I'm all in it. You know, that's me. You know, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know, if there was a shortage of police officers, hell, sign me up.
Actually, that's one of the careers I considered, but I decided not doing so because I got the opportunity at the job we're at.
Yeah, and you know what? Stay at that job because my son was deciding to do something else. You knew that, and now he's kind of staying where he's at right now.
I actually applied for a different position there.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll have to explain it after.
Yeah. Well, we can talk more about that. I mean, I know there's a couple of things coming up at positions at work over there, and I know, you know, certain things are happening.
I did get the interview, and
good. Good. Congratulations on that. I'm glad. Hopefully that it all works out for you. You know, and you get to get that. I'm hoping my certain situation happening now, guys. I can't talk about it yet. You'll find out after the information is done here, maybe in the next 2 or 3 videos. You'll find out exactly what you already know because I see you at work. What I'm going for, but I hope this happens because I think it would be great for all of us. You know, especially us people that are, you know, into firearms and Second Amendments and all that kind of stuff. I think I can do a good job with it and everything, and you know, so hopefully we'll see. You know, hopefully everybody, you know, in this coming year it all works out great for all of us. You know, and everything is better, and you know, we get a better administration in, so we can finally do the things we need to do. And you know, I don't know about you, but I'm all for Trump getting back in.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good for it. I mean, comparing just probably some of the other candidates and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm all for Trump getting back in because
he did make what seemed like very good financial decisions.
Yes, he's a very good businessman.
Improving stuff again. Yeah.
Right, and he's a very good businessman.
That's what's needed kind of right now.
Yeah, you know, and you know, a lot of people were talking the other night. I don't know if you watch any of the presidential debates or the candidate debates that were going on, that, you know, one of the presidents that everybody really stood up to, and I heard the name a lot, was and one that was one of my favorites, and this was really before your time a little bit, but it was Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
Yes, sir. I mean, you were young then, but you talk about a movie star becoming a president, and you know what? He did a phenomenal job.
From what I hear, I obviously didn't look at actually any of his work.
But you know what?
Yeah, from what I hear,
he did a phenomenal job. And you know, I don't like to curse, but he had a set on him that wasn't afraid to exercise his authority to what was needed.
You know, one president I wish we could have seen, or at least in history, continue on and see what more he could have done.
Who's that?
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't.
Well, you do know one of the Kennedys are running right now. You do know that, right?
Really?
Yes, sir. One of the Kennedys are running right now. I can't think of his name right now. I just heard this the other day. Now, the only problem I see with that is what has been the history of the Kennedys. Not very good.
Not
as far as not being president, but as far as other problems. What has been the history? Not good.
No.
So,
and also they have a habit of being shot too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to say, but I just didn't want to say it like that. But you're right.
I mean,
and he's not saying anything bad, guys, but it is true.
It's I don't know why. I guess people just seen too much good or whatever. And
and they just didn't want that anymore. And it's kind of like Bruce Lee with his son Brandon Lee. The Lees have been, you know, through the history have been, unfortunately, you know,
obviously,
their demise.
Sorry that they were.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, you know, I would have liked to have seen what could have happened too. You know, I think it would have been a good thing, but I don't think. I think he might have a little bit of a chance, but I doubt it. But it's the name that's carrying him.
I think if more people know that actually a Kennedy related to those Kennedys were running, I think they'd be a lot more interested.
Well, there might be, we're going to see here coming up in the next election year, and we're going to find out exactly what's going to happen with everything, you know. So, I mean, but, I'm not one to really talk about too much about politics, because I know politics and religion, people can't, they're on both sides about, and you get a lot of debate on it, in which we could sit here probably and talk hours with politics and everything else, but we'd be here all day. That would take us probably a week to even just to touch on some of the basics.
Scratch it.
I don't think we would. It would be just a little bit too much, but anyway, guys, we want to thank Austin again for joining us in the Gungeon. He's going to be here many more times. I see here we do well together, and I think having a second person on my channel is great too, and he's got a lot to bring to the table, and we'll give you as much information as we can, and like he had said before too, put some comments here and tell us what you want to talk about. Tell us
ideas.
Yeah.
Tell us like it was like referring to what guns you want us to take apart that you've seen so far, or what other facts, or you want us to go into more detail and actually do some really detailed research on a specific firearm like this. Like what was how much did Browning or whoever get for the case that they sued Colt for, or some stuff like that.
Yeah, any kind of small little tidbits, and I'll tell him what I get in the comments, and I'm probably going to link him up to the channel so that way he could see the comments too, and he'll be able to respond to them. I just gotta, since I'm not computer savvy, guys, I gotta talk to Alex on how to do all this. But right now his future wife is here, and I don't know how much I'm going to even see of my son this whole month. Probably not very much, but I know I'm going to see them this coming week, but I'm
sure if you ask him to come over.
He'll be more than happy to take care of what I want. He'll walk me through the computer, but I'm going to see if I can link you up to it, so that way, guys, if there's comments that I can't answer, that I'm at, like I said, me and him work different shifts, so he can see it sometimes, I can see it sometimes, and both of us, if he texts me or I text him and say, hey, we need to respond to this comment, we'll respond to it and take care of it. And like he had said, put on here what you want to talk about. If you want to talk about ammunition, we'll talk about that.
Now, if you do have, I guess, constructive criticism or anything that you don't like, tell us also.
We take it.
Yeah, it's understandable. We all have opinions.
Yeah, and you got to understand, guys, and like he agrees with me, this is just our opinion.
Yeah.
We're not professionals here. This is our opinion.
No experts.
No, by all means. That's our disclaimer. We're not experts, and these are just coming from our opinions, what we've used, what we've seen, what we've heard, what we've done. So we're not, and like I said, and he's telling you right now, and I'm telling you, these are not scripted events. We just, he'll do his research at home on certain things,
at least
just a little bit.
Decent facts, but
yeah, because we want you to have some facts on what we have, and I'll do a little bit of research. But other than that, me and him sitting here like we're doing, this is just two friends and two coworkers just talking about what we love. One of the things we love the most. For me, like I said before, it's this completely. For him, since he's a lot younger.
Here, this is going to be this completely. I'm starting to really want to get into.
Yeah, you see, now that we're doing these videos, it's going to be one of these things.
Also, I'm on a stalemate with the other stuff, the car stuff. So.
You know what? And he's more than welcome, guys. And he'll probably be here. And we've talked already, and we're going to talk more. So he'll probably be here a lot more. So you'll see him with me on this channel doing videos together, along with our peg leg Pete the Pirate there. He'll be doing some things, and maybe I'll get him to talk a few times. Peg leg Pete, he says some words, but depends on it. And if Austin wants to bring some things to the table and bring it in the room and hang up or show, we'll do that too if that's what he wants to do. It's just whatever we could do. We'll do to make this channel better for you guys to enjoy. And like he said, and constructive criticism we'll take. So throw comments in there if you don't like what we're talking about, or if you...
Now, if you're going to be saying some rude stuff and calling us a bunch of names, just don't. You're going to get removed, most likely. And
exactly.
Just go somewhere else then at that point.
Yes, right? Yes. Just, because we're here trying. We work 40 hours a week. We work hard. So this is something we enjoy to do. And guys, just let's not be rude, But, throw your comments in there. And, for my third, real quick, I gotta say something.
Do your thing.
You might know who he is, but you might not. But for my third son who does comment on him, his name starts with a D. He knows who he is. Thanks for the comments. I hope to see you soon. stop by, because guys, my name is known as, through my son's friends, as Pops. Everybody calls me Pops, even at work. Some of the guys call. Sorry guys for the little glitch that we had a second ago. We had a little bit of a recording issue. Anyway, we're back to end this video. Thanks again for coming, Austin.
Absolutely.
I'll see you here in the next bunch of videos that we do together. Again, thanks for the likes and subscribes, everybody, in the comments, and keep commenting on it, and throw us a constructive and criticism if they want,
Absolutely.
And just don't be rude, like he said.
Just be respectful.
Just be respectful, and we'll answer everything that we can. Alrighty, guys. Peace out from the Gungeon. Enjoy your day.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.